Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. And of course, I will be waiting for you guys to pick up the notification that I'm already live. And then we'll be starting this conversation, which is all about the advantages of fear. It's a Monday. So, of course, it's all about Motivation Monday. So, we'll be waiting for you guys. Sa tamang channel ba ako? Baka nasa maling channel ako. And of course, while we're waiting for you, I'd like to thank all those who have been supporting the previous podcast episodes. And just in case you haven't seen some of the videos yet, you can definitely browse on this Facebook channel. And you can also go to YouTube and search for Ivorine, I guess. Nakalimutan ko kung paano. I think you just have to search and then you will see my name and then you will see all the podcast videos. And then there. So, para if you want to watch through your smart TV, you can. Kasi if you're using Facebook, you cannot. But if you're watching YouTube, you can. So, some of the videos are also available now on YouTube. So, hope you support that as well. But just in case you're quite tamad to go to to YouTube, pwede rin naman dito na sa Facebook. So, please browse some of the podcast episodes. We've been doing this since forever. So, ang dami-dami ng podcast episodes that you probably will be interested to watch. And of course, I'd like to also thank those who have been watching the replay. Kasi yung iba, because of time zone differences and because of work, you cannot watch live. You can definitely watch the replay, diba? So, there are a lot of people who are watching via replay, and of course, we can see them through analytics. So, thank you so much for watching the replays of the podcast episodes. Maraming salamat. Really appreciate that. And of course, if the podcast episodes are really helpful to you, or you think that the podcast episodes will be helpful to other people, maybe your friends, your family, I will really appreciate it if you can also share the podcast episode. So thank you all so much. And I'd also like to greet the ones in the audience. Thank you so much. Maaga po kayo. Maraming salamat. Miss Lynn Valderrama, thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, magandang gabi po sa inyo. Hello, Sir Kilang. Hello po. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, our topic for tonight is all about our Motivational Monday episode, which is all about the advantages of fear. And before that, I'd like to introduce myself. Kasi marami po tayong nanonood din paminsan-minsan ng mga bago sa channel. So, let me introduce myself. I'm Ivorine. I'm a licensed real estate broker in the Philippines. I'm also a motivational speaker and a writer. And I'm really grateful to have all of you tonight. And to those who are watching via replay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever your time zone is. I'm happy that you're watching. So also, I'm encouraging everyone to share their comments. If you have any comments or if you have any experiences that you would like to share, yung comment box po natin, pwede nyo pong gamitin yan para mag-share ng inyong mga thoughts and suggestions and everything else. Anong gusto ninyong i-share? I'd also like to greet my good friend Renally, who's the painter of this painting. Ayan, sa likod ko. So, she's celebrating her birthday today. So, happy birthday, Renally. Thank you so much for seeing us this morning. Hope you're having a blast and I hope you enjoy the rest of your birth month. And sa lahat po nang nagsa-celebrate ng kanilang mga birthday this October, happy birthday. A few more days before Christmas. Days talaga. A few more months. A few more months before Christmas. Alright, so once again, welcome to Motivational Monday. Our topic for tonight is the advantages of fear. Meron ba talagang advantage ang takot? Kasi recently na-realize ko, no, I have been I have been really discerning kasi recently, medyo nahihirapan ako sa mga activities ko and I felt like, is this really what I want to do? And paminsan-minsan gumagapang yung fear creeps in sa isip ko, no? And I'm thinking, kaya ko ba to? Kaya ko ba talaga to? And sometimes I'm really scared if I really can do it. So I'm getting scared about, fulfilling my dreams, ganyan. Tapos, recently, I also saw a post of mine which was posted last year. Ang nakalagay doon is, I was pursuing a dream last year, which I was able to do. So, I'm really happy about that. And so, sabi ko, ever since pala talaga, ang puhunan ko, lakas ng loob. So, sabi ko, wait lang. Pero natatakot ako last year kung matutupad ko or hindi. 'Di ba? Pero tapos ngayon, ganun ulit. Kasi may gusto akong ma-achieve na dream. Sabi ko, scared na naman ako. But there are advantages to fear. And so tonight, we are going to talk about fear. Bakit nga ba tayo natatakot? At ano nga ba yung advantages nung takot na yon? So let me first, ano to? Sir, hello Sir Joseph, andiyan ka na ha? Congratulations sa sa pangalan mo, nabalik mo na. Okay, so let's first define fear. Fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. So yan that's coming from Oxford Dictionary. So sabi dito, an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief. So unpleasant emotion na ang cause daw ay yung paniniwala natin na may isang tao o may isang bagay na dangerous or likely to cause pain or a threat. So that's the definition of fear. So have we all experienced fear? The answer is yes. Whether as a child, or maybe a teenager, or maybe an adult, lahat tayo, we experience fear. Some people experience fear mas madalas, no? Some people experience fear more often than other people. Some people naman have fear but they don't talk about it. Some people have fears but they just try to keep it to themselves. Hindi nila sinasabi, pero natatakot ba sila? Of course. But what is the purpose of fear? Bakit nga ba tayo natatakot? So una, it's a warning sign or a signal of threat. Now, our brains are wired in a way that it always protects us from danger. Yun talaga yung wiring ng brain natin. So, kapag ang brain natin, meron siyang nade-detect, if our brain detects that there's something unusual from our usual activity, or if there's some changes in our usual activity, now the brain triggers, and then it gives us a warning that, hey, you're doing something unusual. It may be scary. Okay, so for example, if you're used to like riding a jeepney to go to work, riding a jeepney ka every day for like, let's say, for a year, tapos you suddenly took, let's say, a tricycle to do the same route na ginagawa mo when you're riding a jeepney. Now your brain will trigger na, kakaiba tong ginawa mo ngayon na, hindi ba mas nakakatakot to? Hindi ba dapat dun ka lang sa jeep kasi mas kabisado mo siya? So, it's a warning sign. It's not necessarily true all the time na nakakatakot yung ginawa natin, but our brain signals that there's something unusual. So, it's a warning sign. Next, it also keeps us alive or for survival. So, there are different levels of fear. There's like the fear of speech, for example. I mean, fear of public speaking, for example, which is a perceived threat. Perceived threat. Pero meron talagang nakakatakot kasi hindi lang siya perceived. Pwede talaga siyang mangyari. For example, humawa ka ng snake, let's say. So, hindi lang siya perceived threat. Meron talaga siyang imminent threat. I think that's the right word. So, meron siyang imminent threat kasi humawa ka ng snake. Right? May venom yun. Pero meron din tayong tinatawag na perceived threat. So, ang nangyayari, our fear gives us that our brains give us fear so that it triggers our sense of survival, right? So again, it keeps us alive or it's used for survival. And another purpose of fear So, kung kanina meron tayong perceived threat, merong imminent threat, meron din tayong tinatawag na to bring you into action. Kasi kapag natatakot ka, it will bring you to action. It will trigger your body to react. Okay? So, iba-iba syempre yung reaction natin, iba-iba yung gagawin natin, but the point is, may gagawin tayo. Okay? So, that's the purpose of fear. So, merong dahilan kung bakit tayo natatakot. And, is fear normal? Well, the answer is yes. For as long as human being ka, normal na natatakot ka. So, for as long as you know that you are a human being, it's normal to be scared. But what's not normal is when your fear overwhelms you. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Kapag yung takot mo, instead na magkaroon ng action from your end, ang nangyayari is, it pushes you to inaction. Wala kang ginawa. Dahil sa sobrang takot mo, hindi mo na ginawa. For example, if you want to fulfill a dream, dahil takot na takot ka, wala ka na lang ginawa. Right? So, fear, it can be advantageous if you use it the right way. So, let me talk about the advantages of fear. Number 1, it increases our alertness or awareness. When you're scared, mas heightened yung senses mo. Pag takot ka, di ba, parang for example, takot ka sa dilim, tapos may madilim, parang nag-heighten yung senses mo. And at that time, you can actually use it to your advantage. Kasi heighten yung senses mo. Di ba pag madilim, nag-heighten yung senses natin. And the thing is, for example, if you're scared of the dark, no, I think most people are scared of the dark. So what you have to do, instead di ba na natatakot ka, nag-freak out ka, pipikit ka ng mata. Actually, the thing is, what you have to do when it's really dark is to blink several times para lumaki yung iris. Tama ba? Iris nga ba yung black? Yung lumalaki? Yung lumalaking part ng eyes. So, para pag lumaki kasi siya, mas makakakita ka clearly. So, nag-heighten yung senses natin. But the thing is, kapag tatakot tayo, ang ginagawa, di ba pag horror movie, pagka natatakot, mag-close ng eyes or magtatakip ng eyes, which is also a normal reaction. But the point is, if you want to use fear to your advantage, you have to open your eyes because, again, it increases your alertness, your awareness, and it heightens your feelings or your senses. Next is, when you're scared, it also increases focus and concentration. Okay, I remember there was this one time. Well, there were several times, no? Kasi, syempre, lalong-lalo na pag first time mong gawin ng isang bagay. Wala ka talagang ibang maisip, kundi yun lang. For example, when I went to Taiwan, Taiwan yun, merong cable car na sobrang taas talaga. Tapos yung cable car, it's transparent. Like, clear. Like, kita mo kung anong nasa floor, nasa ilalim ng floor. So, sobrang nakakatakot siya. Wala na akong ibang maisip, kundi dun lang talaga sa cable car. And how many meters yung cable car tatakbo? Sino yung mga kasama ko dun sa cable car? And I was just there at the moment. And it was one of those moments where I was really present. Kasi natatakot ako. Sabi ko, baka mamaya malaglag tong cable car ang gagawin ko. Diba? So talagang it increased my focus, it increased my concentration. At the same time, I was there. I was present. Alam ko na ito yung nangyayari. Kasi minsan, di ba, there are so many activities which we are doing na hindi tayo present. Marami yan. Marami tayong mga ginagawa na hindi tayo present. We are there, but we are not necessarily there. Maraming ganong moments. So, ang nangyayari, parang hindi natin na-enjoy yung moment or parang nalilipasan tayo ng moment, nagkakaroon tayo ng FOMO or, the fear of missing out. But when you're scared, it's a totally different scenario. When you're scared, mas nagpo-focus ka kung anong meron ka at that particular time. So somehow, if for example, you are in an adventurous journey, kagaya ng sinabi kong example, if you are in a cable car, then you are able to enjoy that particular moment actually because of fear, not because of anything else. Okay? So, share po kayo ng mga experiences nyo, ha? Yung talagang sobrang natakot kayo and then you were able to overcome it. Share nyo po, post it on the comment section below. I'd be really happy to read some of your messages. Ano yung pinaka nakakatakot na ginawa ninyo? So, let's have some examples from the audience. Yan. Gusto ko rin marinig, ano ba yung mga nakakatakot para sa audience natin? Okay, next is, it helps us prepare and plan. You know, when you're scared, sabi nga nung, madalas ko tong naririnig sa mga mentors ko, nabasa na rin natin to sa, ano ba to, sa mga books, you are only scared of something that you do not know. So if you know, it lessens the probability of being scared about it. Diba? Nung pinakauna, ito, very common example. Yung pinakaunang case pa lang ng COVID, parang nagpanic lahat ng tao. Pero ngayon, parang libo-libo na yung cases. Hindi na nagpapanik yung mga tao kasi now we already know how to react, what to do, ano yung mga dapat nating gawin sa, kapag nagkaroon ng case, anong dapat nating gawin sa sarili natin, sa mga kasama natin. Pero noon, nung pinakaunang case pa lang, I remember na yung mga companies nung time na yon, yung last year, first case pa lang, sa isang city dito sa Manila, parang nag-freak out talaga lahat. I mean, kahit na malayo ka dun sa city na yon, parang sobrang nag-freak out lahat ng tao. So, madalas, we are scared about something that we do not know. Therefore, one of the advantages of fear is preparation and planning. If you are getting scared about what you're about to do, then, by all means, you should prepare and plan. Diba? Good evening po, Ma'am Samoranos, and of course, Mark. Hello, Mark. Thank you so much. My greatest fear is to live without purpose. I love that. Me too. Dapat Maslow's motivation model. Yan, transcendence. Para daw ma-live out natin yung purpose natin. The peak of the pyramid is transcendence. Yan. So, you can read more about that. Feeling ko familiar ka na dun, Mark. Kasi, nasa parang yung Maslow's motivation model is from the architecture industry nga eh. So, yun. Feeling ko sobrang familiar ka na with that. Anyway, I like that because that's also one of the things that, sabi ko, I don't wanna die not knowing if I was able to live out what was my purpose. But you will never be able to find out about your purpose if you don't discern. So, talagang kailangan pag-isipan kung ano nga ba yung dahilan ba't ako nabubuhay. Hindi lang para kanino ka bumabangon. Kailangan mo talagang malaman bakit paulit-ulit kang bumabangon. Ano yung greater purpose? So, I think that's it. Okay, next is helps us with our choices. Ayan, I'm also encouraging, especially parang ang dami na pong tao sa audience, please share ano po yung greatest fear po ninyo. Pag-usapan natin yan dito sa podcast episode natin. And by the way, this is a safe zone, so we don't judge, we don't discriminate. We don't give any negative comments kasi kanya-kanya po tayong opinion. So, wala pong tama o maling sagot. Parang classroom lang. Wala pong tama o maling sagot. You can share your comments or opinions on the chat box. Chat box ba? Message box. Basta doon sa comment section. I always forget the nomenclature. Anyway, so, next is, our fear helps us with our choices. Okay. Merong tinatawag noon, I'm not sure kung ginagamit pa rin siya ngayon, pero yung fear-based selling. Yung, paano na lang kapag ganito, ganyan, paano na lang kapag ganyan. So, ang nangyayari, some people are banking on your fear so that you will buy something, di ba? So, may ganon. Pero, ang maganda kasi sa ganon is, at least, alam mo kung ano yung mga probable na mangyari. So, it also helps you with your choices. If you know that one day this might happen, at least nagkakaroon ka ng opportunity to make better choices. Kasi 'di ba, your choices today, your situation today is only a reaction or a response to the choices that you made yesterday. So, kung ano yung mga choices na ginawa mo in the past, yun yung meron ka ngayon, yan yung effect. So, ano yung gusto mong baguhin? So, because of fear, it helps us with our choices. So, kung ayaw mo nang pagdaanan ulit yung meron ka ngayon, for example, you're having a hard time now, so you will make better choices so that you will not encounter this difficulty all over again in the future. So, yun. So, again, we are still talking about the advantages of fear. So, Another advantage of fear is that it helps us with our choices. Magandang gabi po sa mga bagong dating. Thank you so much for constantly supporting the channel. Okay, next is it pushes us to get out of our comfort zones. Okay, sabi nila, diba? The best zone is out of your comfort zone. So, but why is it best yung outside of our comfort zone? I'm not sure if you've watched, if you've read The Alchemist. It changed my life. It dramatically changed my life. Like, parang dahil sa Alchemist, meron akong pinursu na dream. Kasi yun talagang iniwan ko lahat para doon sa dream na yun. Kasi nabasa ko yung The Alchemist. One of the characters in The Alchemist, if you're familiar with the novel, if you're not, well, you can search for it and you can read it. Isa doon sa mga characters is, if I'm not mistaken ito na lang yung naalala ko kasi matagal na to eh. Ang sabi doon ng isang character, parang ayaw niya nang dagdagan yung tinda niya or yung mga items sa store niya kasi masaya naman siya sa kinikita niya. So that's his comfort zone. So yung bida, parang sabi niya, parang ayoko naman na hanggang doon na lang. Kasi yun yung sinabi ni Mark kanina, the greatest fear is to live without purpose. And in The Alchemist, parang dun ko na-realize na hindi pala pwede na kapag na-achieve mo na yung goal mo, parang hanggang dun ka na lang. You can always pursue other goals. Pero, if you're constantly in your comfort zone, you will not be able to do that. So fear is there. If you're going to take advantage of your fear, it will push you out of your comfort zone. And again, this is a reminder that even if we are scared, it doesn't mean that it's impossible. Lagi kong sinasabi to sa sarili ko kapag nahirapan ako. Sorry, excuse me with the burping. Difficult does not mean impossible. Oo, mahirap siya, pero hindi ibig sabihin na imposible siya. So this also supports what we're talking about when we talk about pushes us out of our comfort zones. Kasi ganun tayo, di ba? Parang okay na yan. Lalong-lalo na sa Filipino culture, okay na yan. Tama na. Masyado ka nang mayaman. Ganun, di ba? Tapos ko yung naririnig na parang, hindi naman tungkol sa yaman to eh. Hindi naman tungkol sa ganito, tungkol sa ganyan. We are designed for great things. And the moment we believe that we are designed for greater things, then that's the time that we move past our fears. Kasi ang programming kasi natin parang, okay na yan, nakagraduate na ako ng college. Di ba ganon? Pag nakagraduate ka na ng college, okay na yan, nakagraduate na ako ng college. Tapos after na, okay na yan, may trabaho na ako. Pero hindi ganun dapat yung programming natin. Dapat we're always seeking for greatness. I mean, I'm not saying na our jobs are not great or we are not doing great. But the point is, you should constantly have a dream after another dream. Hindi natatapos yung pag-fulfill ng isang dream. Tapos doon na yun, okay na, pwede ka na mamatay. Hindi eh. Sabi nila, for as long as you're alive, you have other purpose. Meron ka pang purpose na hindi mo pa natutupad. So constantly seek for that. You are born to do great things. If you constantly believe that you're born to do great things, then you will constantly seek for those great things. And then you will constantly push beyond fear. Kasi alam mo eh, I'm born for this. Di ba? So, tigilan na natin na matanda na ako, wala na akong bagong pangarap. Okay na yan, nakapagtapos yung mga anak ko sa pag-aaral nila. But you know what? Sino nga ba yung pangalan ni Colonel Sanders? Di ba? Ano nga ba to? Yung manok? KFC, di ba? Si Colonel Sanders, gaano katanda na siya nung nag-fulfill niya yung dream niya. And ilang beses siyang na-bankrupt. But then again, ngayon nasan yung KFC, di ba? Isa sa mga largest food chains in the world, hindi lang doon sa bayan kung saan niya tinayo yung business niya. So, paano niya nagawa yun? Because he pushed through his business, even though he was scared. Nakakatakot kaya yun? I think he was already 70s nung nag-start siya ng business niya. Or even 60s yata. Parang ganon. Just imagine kung magpupursue ka ng panibagong dream at a retirement age. But then again, sabi niya, well, this is my dream. I want to have this. Well, this is naman what I learned after reading so many books, no? you can do whatever it takes to reach your dreams. Or kung hindi mo siya matupad, at least you died trying. At least wala kang regrets. At least tinry mo. No? Ginawa mo yung best mo para ma-fulfill yung dream na yon. So don't give up, okay? Hello, Jaylin. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, Ma'am Judy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, Miss Cherry. Ang daming tao. Hello. Na-miss niyo ba ako? Ang kulit. Nakalimutan ko last week. Sorry na sobrang busy ko last week. Tama na. Okay na yan. Masyado ka na-attract. Ay, grabe siya. Dahil ba yun sa attractive episode? Ngayon. So, yung joke po ni Sir Joseph, wag po kayo nagpapaniwala. Kasi nung last week ba yun? Last week, di ba? Last week kasi I talked about how to become more attractive. Kaya yan, tawag niya sa akin, attractive. Nakakaloka. Okay, next is, another advantage of fear is that it breaks down barriers. Okay, maraming barriers, marami tayong dahilan kung bakit hindi tayo nagiging successful. Every single day of our lives, we have excuses. Everywhere. Marami tayong excuses lagi. But then again, if you're scared and you pushed through despite being scared, then you are also breaking down the barriers. Diba? Fear is a barrier. But again, if you use fear to your advantage, then by all means, diba? By all means, somehow you're getting closer to your goal. Napansin ba ninyo na what's dividing you? What's limiting you from achieving your dream? Ito yung dream mo, ikaw to, tapos alam mo kung ano lang yung nasa pagitan nila. Isa sa mga nasa pagitan nila, isa sa nasa pagitan mo at ng pangarap mo ay yung takot mo. Yun lang yun. Kasi ang dami nating excuses, pero sa totoo lang, takot lang talaga tayo eh. We are scared to fail. We are scared to be criticized. We are scared that it might not work. We are scared about a lot of things. We are scared that people might not help us. We are scared, etc., etc., etc. We are just scared. But if you remove that from the equation, you and your dream, kung walang fear sa gitna, you will be unstoppable. Alam mo yun? What will you do if you're not scared? You will do a lot more than what you're doing now. Kasi wala kang takot eh. Alam mo yun, of course, iba yung takot sa Diyos hindi yun. Siyempre, dapat may takot tayo sa Diyos kasi when we're doing great things, dapat may takot tayo sa Diyos. But that's not the fear I'm talking about. The human fear. The fear of rejection, the fear of failure, the fear of criticism, yung mga fears na humanly. Okay? Yung mga fears na yan lang talaga yung nagsaseparate sa atin tsaka yung pangarap natin eh. So, why are we scared? What if we die tomorrow tapos hindi natin nagawa yung mga pangarap natin today? Parang ganon. Okay? So, don't be scared. Next, it also makes life thrilling. Just imagine kung walang nakakatakot. Siyempre, walang thrill, di ba? Kaya nga maraming taong tuwang-tuwa sa mga roller coaster. Ako naman, di ako talaga masyadong fan talaga ng roller coaster kasi mahihiluhin ako. Pero kung hindi ako mahihiluhin, like, okay lang sa akin yung mga roller coasters. Kaso talaga, vertigo is real. Ganyan talaga pag nagkakaedad na ako, vertigo. So, hindi na ako para mag-roller coaster. Pero, if somebody's going to throw me off a building, I'm okay with that. For as long as, syempre, may mga harness and all. So, yung fear lang talaga yung laging, yung fear talaga yung isa sa mga nakaka-inspire sa atin para magkaroon tayo ng thrill sa buhay. Just imagine walang fear. Parang ang boring-boring natin nun. So fear is normal. Fear is something that everybody experiences. So if you're scared, don't feel bad. That's normal. But you have to push beyond it. Okay, another thing is, it also pushes us to more opportunities. Okay, syempre kapag natatakot tayo, actually pag natatakot tayo, dun dumarating yung mga opportunities. So last time, share ko lang no. So last time, I think this September pala. So nitong September, I was really scared if I'm gonna push through about this this dream, no? Hindi ko sasabihin ko ano yung dream na yun. Parang sa akin na lang. This is just super personal to me. So, I started this dream several years ago. To be exact, siguro mga 12 years ago. So, ngayong taon lang talaga ako naglakas loob kasi for so many years, parang dami kong excuses not to do it. But last September, the final opportunity sprang to life. Final na yon. Wala na akong ibang chance to pursue that dream. Okay, so later on you will know if I'm successful. But but tonight I will talk about it in a way na sobrang dapat matagal ko na siyang ginawa. Pero kung kailan huling pagkakataon na, saka ako nagmadali. So, dun ko lang na-realize na parang when I finally decided that I will do this no matter what happens. Okay, doon ko na-realize na maraming opportunities pala na pwedeng mangyari kapag tinuloy-tuloy ko yung journey na yon. So you will never know until you deep dive. Alam mo yun, hindi mo malalaman kung gaano kaganda yung ilalim ng dagat kung tinitingnan mo lang siya sa pictures. Ganon. So ganon din yung feeling ko. Hindi mo malalaman kung ano yung pakiramdam kung hindi mo naman talaga tinry. So you really have to take advantage of your fear so that new opportunities will come to life. You will never know until you try. As in, talagang dun mo lang malalaman. So, some opportunities, talagang nag-open up yung opportunities. Ang daming nangyari from September to October. And I was like, I'm so happy about it. But then again, hindi pa siya malapit sa pangarap ko. Mga ilang kembot pa bago dun sa pangarap ko. But the opportunities are already there. So sabi ko, so this is what happens when you deep dive into things. Na, sige na, hayaan na natin yung takot-takot na yan. Gawin na lang natin. Tapos saka ko naisipin yung takot later on. Di ba? From Miss Cherry, dapat go lang sa buhay, wag matakot. That's true. At least, Miss S, ginawa mo na kayo magiging successful ko dyan. Oh, thank you. I need that. Naiiyak ako. I need all the prayers I can get. Thank you, Miss Cherry. Okay, another advantage naman ng fear. So, takot ka, diba? So, pero pag na-overcome mo yun, it strengthens your mentality, your mental health, your mind. It strengthens your mind. Okay? Mas lumalakas ka mentally. Kasi remember, fear is mental. Okay? Fear is not physical. It's always mental. Diba? So, yung fear natin, yung takot natin, galing din yan sa brain natin. And what's the good thing about it is that if you overcome it, then you become stronger mentally. And you know, our bodies kasi, it only follows what we have in mind. As you know, like, people already know this by now. It's already a cliche, but I will say it again. Our bodies are only as strong as our minds. Malakas yung katawan natin. Yung lakas ng katawan natin, base yan sa lakas ng utak natin. Kaya nga, di ba, if you will siguro read about people's lives, ganyan, yung mga biographies, ganyan, kahit yung mga na-paralyze na, nakaka-recover ulit sila. Kasi, it's in the mind eh. Nung pag malakas yung paninindigan mo sa utak mo, you will survive, you will thrive. So, your body is only as strong as your mind. Kung mahina ka mentally, hindi mo ma-encourage yung katawan mo na maging strong. Kasi, in the mind, which is the beginning of everything, kaya nga yung mind natin is considered as the CPU, no? Central Processing Unit of the entire body. Kasi dyan ang gagaling lahat ng activities natin. So, if you're mentally weak, then your body follows suit. Susunod lang yung katawan mo sa lakas ng utak mo, right? So, if you overcome fear, it strengthens your mind. So, do your best to overcome the fear. Okay. But one of the things, okay, very passionate ako sa fear kasi matatakotin akong tao. Like, I don't know, maybe it's something that I grew up with it, I don't know. Pero this is one of the things that I'm really scared about, is water. Water, kasi, my God, bahain sa lugar ko, no? And I grew up in a city where there's always baha. Okay, so dahil there's always baha, I'm so scared of the water. I dreaded it for the longest time. Kasi nga baha, di ba? And also, I had so many allergies because of it, etc. So, a lot of things happened because of that water. Anyway, fast forward, nung bandang college na ako, sabi ko, I cannot tolerate myself anymore na lagi na lang akong takot sa water. Like, takot ako na yung mas mataas na tubig, ganyan. So, what I did when I was still in college, ang yung nakakatawa. I don't know, I still find it really funny. So, nag-outing kami ng family ko. Kasi pag may outing, hindi talaga ako nag-swim or whatever. Nandun lang ako, pakalat-kalat lang ako. Tapos there was this one time, sabi ko, I should end this hate relationship with water. Okay? So, ang ginawa ko, punta ako dun sa 10 feet, tumalon ako doon. Tumalon ako para lang maramdaman ko kung ano yung feeling na nakasubmerge ako sa water. Yun. Tapos nung nasa ilalim na ako, doon ko na-realize, it's not that scary after all. So it's one of the things that I really had to, I really had to overcome. Gusto kong ma-overcome yung part na yun. And then of course, I was able to swim naman. I was able to learn how to swim even though I really hated water. So, sabi nila, paano ka natuto lumangoy? Galit ka sa tubig or takot ka sa tubig? And sabi ko, well, you can be scared and do it anyway, right? It doesn't mean na takot ka, hindi mo na siya gagawin. Pwede namang takot ka, tapos ginawa mo pa rin. So, that's what I did. Ginawa ko pa rin. Bakit? Di ba? Swimming is a life skill, right? You can save yourself if you know how to swim, especially kung baha. So, anyway, so I was able to swim naman. But, was I scared? I was really scared. Kasi nga nasanay ako na, kasi bata pa lang ako, grabe yung tubig sa amin, talagang lagpas tao. Hanggang sa matanda na ako, ganun pa rin. Dami pa rin baha. Parang unlimited, nakasubscribe kami sa unlimited baha. So, yeah. So, that's one of my life examples. Okay. So, basahin natin yung mga comments. From Sir Joseph, fear of being sick, so I'm trying my best to have a healthy lifestyle. Yeah. Diba? So, the fear of being sick, sabi natin kanina, it helps us with our choices. Fear helps us with our choices. So, ngayon, you're maintaining a healthy lifestyle because you're scared. Diba? Because you're scared to be sick. Takot lang, baka magkasakit yun. Health is wealth. Yeah, exactly. Takot ako mag-drive. From Miss Sonia, takot ako mag-drive yung anak ko noon. Pero minsan, sumakay ako, nervous ako. Pero sabi ko, kailangan matuto mag-drive yung anak ko because we are not getting any younger. Okay. So, you're scared na mag-drive yung anak. Okay. Diba? I think my mom was also really scared nung nag-aaral pala ako mag-drive. In fact, hindi niya nalaman nag-aaral ako mag-drive. Hindi ko siya sinakay kasi nakakatakot kapag beginner yung driver. From Miss Cherry, kaya nga ngayon, pandemic, wag matakot Miss Ice kasi matatalo tayo kung isipin natin nangyayari. Just pray and God will protect us always. That's true. Takot ako magkasakit pag nasa hospital na, tapos papacheck up lagi. Lagi ako kinakabahan. I think we all feel the same way. But, ang maganda siguro, I think, isa din sa mga maganda, when I was younger, my mom felt like, she taught us na parang yung pagpunta sa hospital, it's just a routine, para hindi kami takot pupunta sa hospital. I think yun, kaya hindi ako masyadong takot sa hospital when I was a kid. But, when I saw some heartbreaking scenarios in the hospital, that's the time I got scared going to the hospital. But, it doesn't have anything to do naman with the hospital itself. It's just the experience that I experienced at the time when I was around, siguro high school na yun yung na-experience ko yung mga medyo heartbreaking. Whenever I remember it, I still feel really bad. Pero yun. So that's a valid fear naman. Okay. Another advantage of fear is it motivates us to build skills. Parang dapat dito yung example kong yun. So yun nga, yung natakot ako sa tubig. Takot ako sa tubig and then I still did my best to learn how to swim. Another fear, okay, when I was a kid, I was really scared about heights. Pero nung high school ako, nag-pep squad ako na flyer. Flyer, as in tinatapon-tapon ka. That was also heights. It was really scary, but so, it motivates us to build skills when we are scared. Kasi, syempre, dahil natatakot ka, parang gagawin mo lahat para hindi mo pagdaanan yun. Diba? And, parang hindi nurse, pag ako na yung patient, kabado na. I think ganun talaga, diba? Because as a nurse, you know what's about to happen, or, what's gonna happen kapag nasa hospital ka. That's why. I think so. Pero di ba, the more you know, the better, because it lessens the fear. When we are scared, we are usually scared of the unknown. But if you know more, pwede yung pwedeng same thing, because the more you know, the scarier it becomes. Tama ba? Am I making sense? Ayun. So, last but not the least, advantage of fear is if you know how to deal with your fear, you can also help other people deal with theirs. Kasi nga, kaya natin to ginagawa, di ba? Alam to ng lahat ng mga followers. Mga followers ko ever since 2018. I started doing podcast or this live stream thing in 2018. Wala pa tong Facebook page ko. Nagla-live stream na ako on my personal Facebook account. And then that's in 2018. My first ever episode, hindi ko alam kung na-post na dito sa channel ko. Pero my first ever episode, I had to rehearse for like 3 hours bago ako nag-live stream. 3 hours. And then I did that for the next couple of months, always rehearsing 3 hours before the schedule. Maybe even more, before I start every episode. Nagre-rehearse ako ng nagre-rehearse. But then again, I still did it anyway. Kasi, ang point ko during that time is, I have this gift. Sabi naman nila, okay naman daw ako magsalita. Okay, sabi na lang nila yon, hindi ko alam kung totoo talaga. Pero ang point ko, if I was given this gift to speak, and a lot of people need motivation, then it's a perfect match. Then maybe I have found my purpose. And there were several times a lot of people criticized me. Like, sobrang dami kong criticisms na receive from 2018 hanggang ngayon. Marami pa rin ako nare-receive na criticism about how I speak, about what I speak about. Ang dami pa rin. But the thing is, for as long as there's one person na nai-inspire because of my channel, I will still keep doing this kahit isang pirasong tao na lang yung nanonood. Kasi the thing is, I already found something that I'm somehow good at, and I'm confident doing it, and I have substance that I can share that maybe, just maybe, we can share some of our light, diba? We can shed our light to somebody else. We can share our light to somebody else. Or maybe we can be that light kahit na gaano kaliit lang yung spark na yon for other people. Then maybe, just maybe, you have already found the purpose of the purpose of our lives. So, this podcast episode is also a big deal for me. It was also one of the things that I'm scared about kasi nakakatakot. Alam mo yun, iisipin ko kung tama ba yung sinasabi ko. Like, I have to be completely in the moment. Kasi baka mamaya may masabi ako na hindi ko dapat sabihin, ganyan. And every time, iniisip ko baka mamaya magkamali ako ng pronunciation or yung grammar ko, baka nagkakabalubuloktot, ganyan. Kung ano-ano, naisip ko. Then again, we are only scared because we are not perfect. I'm scared that I will commit a mistake. I'm scared that I will fail. I'm scared that I will not be able to do what I intend to do with the channel. But the thing is, we don't have to be perfect. Okay? For as long as we know that our intention is heartfelt. Okay? Linawin na natin to. For as long as our intention is heartfelt, then you're good to go. So, a couple of months ago, somebody told me, gusto niya rin daw magtayo ng podcast or gumawa ng podcast. And I'm like, okay, go for it. Anong kailangan mo para ma-assist kita? Ganyan. If you ever need help, I'm here. Sagot niya sa akin, but a lot of people will criticize me. Sabi ko, well, may gawin ka o wala, you will be criticized anyway, so what's so scary about it? At least, kapag sinimulan mo yung gusto mong gawin, at least ginagawa mo yung gusto mong gawin. And if you get criticized for it, then that's okay. I mean, people will always criticize you anyway. Whether you do something good or bad, you will always be criticized, right? And then might as well gawin mo na yung gusto mo. Parang yung sinabi, naalala ko, although this is not a good example, naalala ko yung sinasabi lagi ng lolo ko. when he was still alive. Sabi niya sa akin, kapag kumain ako ng bawal, mamatay pa rin naman ako. Pero at least yung kinain kong bawal, sumaya ako. At least mamamatay akong masaya. Parang, okay. So I know it's not a good example. But all I'm saying is, at least you're doing something that makes you happy. But again, within the metes and bounds of social rules and, alam niyo na yon, lahat ng mga kailangan natin gawin. Of course, it's subject to limitations. Social limitations, legal limitations, ganyan. For as long as it doesn't go overboard, then you're good, di ba? So whatever it is you're dreaming of right now, or whatever your goals are, I'm telling you this now, kung hindi mo gagawin ngayon, kailan mo balak gawin? Do you honestly believe that you are sure, okay? Do you honestly believe that you still really have 50 years of your life to go to make your dream come true? Do you honestly believe that? We never know, diba? So if there's one thing that the pandemic taught us, it's not really how to be scared. It's really how to push beyond fear. Kasi knowing that we are not invincible. Kasi diba, bago yung pandemic, parang, okay lang yan, marami pang time, and then the pandemic happened. And now we realize how short life really is. And so I'm telling you this right now. If you're watching this may be your sign to pursue a new dream or maybe rekindle a new dream. This is your sign. Kasi pag nasagot niyo yung tanong na if you still have 50 years, guaranteed 50 years. Because 50 years of my life, I would be almost 90 by then. So kung may guarantee kayo na meron pa kayong 50 years, edi okay lang, gawin niyo yung pangarap niyo after 20 years. Pero if you don't have any guarantee, well, this is now your sign. This is me telling you that you have to do something about what your goals should be. Linawin na ninyo yun sa sarili niyo. Kausapin niyo na yun. What will you do if you're not scared? So I'm leaving you with that question. I hope you enjoy this conversation. I really enjoy this because, I'm also at a disadvantage when we talk about fear. But there's one thing that I learned over the years. Sa sobrang pagiging ambitious ko, talagang kahit nakakatakot yung mga steps ko sa career ko, I still push through. Kasi sabi ko, well, I don't have forever, I don't want to die not seeing my dream come to life, or at least I'll die trying. Alam niyo yun? Kung mamatay man ako, at least sabihin ko, Lord, I tried. I really, really tried. Pero iba yung plans niyo. Okay? So, another question before I leave you tonight. Stop asking yourself, what if you can't make it? I'll leave you with this question. Bago kayo matulog ngayong gabi, what if you can make it? What if you can? Alright, thank you so much everyone for joining me tonight. I hope we continue to be courageous. We continue to fulfill our dreams no matter what. And we continue to inspire people to do the same. Kasi we only have one life to live. I'm not sure kung meron sa inyong medyo pusa, may siyam na buhay. Pero as far as I know, everyone who's listening, pati ako, we all have one life to live. Let's make it worth it. Alright, once again, this is Irene. This is your Motivational Monday episode. And if you really liked what you've watched or heard tonight, please share this video, especially to those who need it. And of course, I'll see you again on Wednesday, and promise you on Wednesday for our Empowerment Wednesday. Thank you so much, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless you all. Bye-bye!